Hello students, in this video I am going to explain valence bond theory, hybridization and VSEPR theory. Valence bond theory can be written as the VBT. VBT stands for valence bond theory. It was proposed by Hitler and London and later it was modified by Pauling and Slater. Now, this theory explains about the formation of the covalent bond, tells about the formation of the covalent bond. There are two types of covalent bond. One is known as the sigma bond, other one is called as the pi bond. So, covalent bond is formed by overlapping of atomic orbitals of two atoms containing unpaired electron. For example, we have got s orbitals, p orbitals, d orbital, f orbital goes on. Let me take a s orbital. Okay, s orbital is spherical in shape. Consider one electron. Then consider one more s orbital containing unpaired electron. These two will overlap. When they overlap, electron pairing takes place. So we'll get a bond. Similarly, the p electrons also, p orbitals also, p orbital are dumbbell. One p orbital can overlap with the another p orbital. So there is a overlapping which can lead to the bond formation, and the bond formed is called as the covalent bond. Now, when the overlapping of orbitals is higher, bond formed is a stronger bond. I said there are two types of bond. One is sigma bond. How sigma bond is formed? Sigma bond is formed by axial or direct overlapping the orbitals, whereas the pi bond is formed by the sideway overlapping. Now here, the first case, SS overlapping is a axial overlapping. PP or overlapping is also axial overlapping. What is the sideway overlapping? Consider one p orbital and another p orbital. This kind of overlapping is called as the sideway overlapping, and this will lead to the pi bond. And the initial ones will lead to the sigma bonds like this. Axial will give the sigma bond and the sideway overlapping will give the pi bond. And sigma bond is stronger. Remember, sigma bond is stronger compared to the pi bond. Okay, pi bond, because in case of the sigma bond, maximum overlapping takes place, right? Now, what is the use of hybridization? Hybridization used to predict the shape or the geometry of the molecule, shape or geometry of the molecule. Also, we can find out the bond angle in the covalent molecule. So, hybridization is used. Now, the process of combining atomic orbitals of the atom having nearly the same energy to form the identical and equal orbitals are called the hybridization. And the orbitals formed are called the hybrid orbitals. They are known as the hybrid orbitals. They are called as the hybrid orbitals. Okay. So there are different types of hybridization. We have got sp hybridization, sp2 hybridization, sp3 hybridization, sp3d hybridization, sp3d2 hybridization goes on. There are different types. What do they mean by sp or hybridization? One s orbital, one p orbital combined. sp2 means one s orbital, one p orbital, one more p orbital. How many types of p orbitals are there? Three types. It can be px and py. So let it be here px. What do you mean by sp3? One s orbital, then p orbital, px, py, and pz. Okay. How many types of d orbitals are there? Five types are there. Okay. dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, and dz square. Right? Clear? Now, sp hybridization has got a linear shape. Remember, linear shape. sp2 has got trigonal shape. It has got trigonal shape. And sp3 has got a tetrahedral shape. It has got tetrahedral shape. So we'll speak about the different types of the geometry in the next slide. Okay. We can find out the hybridization of the central atom by knowing the number of sigma bond and pi bond. For example, I got CH4. I know that carbon can form 4 bonds, correct? There are 4 bonds around the carbon atom, correct? and hydrogen can also form single bond. The first bond formed is always a sigma bond. So carbon is the central atom. How many sigma bonds are there? 4 sigma bonds are there. So I require s orbital 1 and 3 p orbitals are required. So it is a sp3 hybridization. Okay, sp3. Suppose I've got a C2H2, which is the ethine. So there are two carbon atoms, and each carbon atom got one hydrogen, and hydrogen can form single bond. Therefore, I should have carbon-carbon triple bond. This is sigma bond. The first bond is sigma bond. Remaining two bonds are the pi bond and sigma bond. Consider any one carbon atom. Around this carbon atom is joined to two sigma bonds around it. Two sigma bond means I have to make it the one s orbital and one p orbital. So the hybridization is a sp hybridization. Okay. So based on number of sigma bond, pi bonds also we can find out the type of the hybridization. Okay. And it is very easy to find out for the organic molecule for carbon compounds. Okay. Now we can also find out the type of the hybridization using one formula. There is a formula here. Okay. X is equal to half into V plus M minus C plus A. V stand for number of valence electrons in the central atom. Okay. So we'll have to remember. You have to remember group number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. Okay. All these belong to the P block element. Okay. P block elements. So we have got boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. And right below all these elements, you should remember the mnemonic. Okay. So there is a trick to remember all the elements in the periodic table S block, P block, D block and F block. I have made the mnemonic. You can see the playlist and try to recall all the elements. Remember, valence electron in the case of boron family 3, carbon 4, nitrogen 5, oxygen 6, halogens 7 and noble gases 8 electrons, octet is complete. Okay, that is the V, valence electron. Then M stands for number of monovalent atom. Now what are the monovalent atoms? Okay, so you have to remember some monovalent atom. Monovalent atom generally come across. Hydrogen is monovalent. It can form single bond. Chlorine, bromine, iodine. Halogens are the monovalent atoms. Okay. Then what is C? C stands for magnitude of the charge on cation. For example, if they ask you to find out what is the hybridization of the nitrogen atom in the ammonium. So here charge is there, right? Plus one charge. One you have to consider. Sometimes sulfate ion will be there like this, correct? What is the hybridization sulfur in the case of sulfate? Here it is a -2, but you have to see what? Only the magnitude. So you have to see only the number here, 2. Okay, not this sign with the plus or minus. Here you consider 1, here consider 2 here. Okay, clear? And X stand for number of electron pair. Number of electron pair is nothing but it is the lone pair plus bond pairs. Okay, also tells about the number of hybrid orbitals. Okay, tells about the number of hybrid orbitals. Clear? Hybrid orbitals, right? See here, value of X and the type hybridization. sp hybridization, remember sp hybridization, it is always linear. Sp is linear. Okay, and the bond angle is 180 degrees. Sp2 is trigonal planar and bond angle is 120. sp3, it is a tetrahedral. Tetrahedral. Bond angle is 109.5 degrees. Then you have got sp3 dehybridization. It is a trigonal bipyramid. Okay. In the trigonal bipyramidal, we have got two bond angles. One is the 90 degrees, other one is the 120 degrees. Next one, you have got sp3 d2 hybridization. Okay. So it has got octahedral geometry and all bond angles are 90 degrees. Okay. Next one we have got sp3 d3 hybridization. Now this is the pentagonal. It is the pentagonal bipyramidal geometry. Okay, biogeometry. And bond angles are equivalent to 72 degrees and the 90 degrees. There are two different bond angles. Okay. Let me take some example. Let me take the simplest example, that is a CH4. Let's use the formula X is equal to half into V plus M minus C plus C. Correct? So half, first identify the central atom. Central atom is carbon. The element which is in minimum number is the central atom. So for carbon family, number of valence electrons are 4 plus hydrogens are the monovalent, 4 are there, minus cation is not there, anionic charge is not there. So it is equal to 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. When X is equal to 3, it is a sp3 hybridized. So it has got tetrahedral shape. Okay, it has got tetrahedral shape. So let me go for BF3. Boron is the central atom. So X is equal to, for boron family, number of valence electrons are 3 plus fluorine atoms are the monovalent 3. Cation is not there, anion is not there. Therefore 6 divided by 2. So X is equal to 3. When X is equal to 3, it is a sp2 hybridized. So it has got trigonal planar structure. So trigonal shape. We'll go for the anion, one of the anion. Okay, X is equal to half. Sulfur is the central element. So for sulfur is under oxygen family. Okay, so valence electrons are equal to 6. But oxygen is a divalent. It can form two bonds. So monovalents are not there. Minus cationic charge is not there. Plus anionic charge minus 2. See only the magnitude number 2 here. So it is a plus 2. So half into 8 is equal to 4. That means it is also sp3 hybridized. Okay, and it has got the tetrahedral geometry. Tetrahedral geometry. So using this formula, we can predict the type of the hybridization of the central element in the given compound or the molecule. Okay. Next, we have got VSEPR theory. What is VSEPR? Valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. What is the use? It is used to find out actual shape of the molecule. So shape of the molecule depends on number of electron pair. There are two types of electron pair, bond pair of electrons and lone pair of electrons. Okay, in the valence shell. Okay. Now the lone pair of electron occupies the more space around the central atom than the bond pair of electrons. Shape of the molecule is distorted and the bond angles changes or decreases due to the presence of lone pairs. Okay, and the repulsion between the electron pairs are in the order lone pair repulsion greater compared to lone pair bond pair repulsion, which is greater compared to bond pair repulsion. For example, ammonia NH3 is a sp3 hybridized. There is one also lone pair. So it is a sp3 hybridized. Expected bond angle is equal to 109.5 degrees. Okay. But there is a lone pair. Lone pair bond pair repulsion take place. So what will happen? Lone pair and bond pair go away from each other, whereas the bond pair are approaching each other. So therefore bond angle is not 109.5 degrees. It is equal to 107.5 degrees actual bond angle. Okay. So this is the use of VSEPR theory to predict actual bond angles in the molecules. Clear? Here we have got list of some compounds. Okay, where there is a number of bond pairs are mentioned and lone pairs are also mentioned. Okay, bond pairs and lone pairs are mentioned. First one is the SnCl2. Now in the case of SnCl2, tin dichloride Cl and Cl. Okay, so when you calculate X value, it comes to be 3. That means it is a sp2 hybridized. Okay, but there are two lone bond pairs and one lone pair is there. So lone pair is like this. Okay, lone pair is like this. Clear? So therefore, the molecule is not linear. So molecule is angular. Okay. So it looks like we have got triangular shape. Triangular shape is a geometry. We are speak about this shape. When I speak about this shape, forget about this lone pair. See only the bond pairs. So bond pairs are like angular or bent. So it is either angular or bent shape. Okay. Next one. Ammonia we have got. You already aware of the ammonia. There is a lone pair of electron. Hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. It is actually sp3 hybridized. So geometry is which one? Tetrahedral. Geometry is tetrahedral. But we are speaking about the shape. Shape is with respect to what? Shape is with respect to the bond pair of electron. We connect them like together. Okay. So what shape we get? We get a pyramidal shape. Mentioned here. Pyramidal. Okay. Next water. Water has got two bond pair, two lone pairs. So there is a angular shape, bent shape, and there are two lone pair of electrons. Correct? So here it is also it is a sp3 hybridized. Clear? Next one. SF4 sulfur tetrafluoride. Okay? Sulfur. Then there are four fluorine bonds with it. Okay? So this is one of the seesaw shape. Seesaw shape. And there is one lone pair. See here, one lone pair is there. There is one lone pair. Actual geometry is this one. Actual geometry is this one. So these are triangular shape, above the plane one, below the plane one. So actually it is a trigonal bipyramid. Hybridization is actually sp3 dehybridization trigonal bipyramid. Okay. Forget about the lone pair. With respect to the bonds, we get a seesaw shape. Next one, ClF3. Chlorine is attached to fluorine, fluorine and fluorine. Then we have got lone pair. 1, 2 lone pairs. And they are like the three corners of the triangle. So this is also sp3 dehybridization, trigonal bipyramidal shape. Forget about the lone pair. See this one. One bond, one bond, one bond. It is like now T shape. Next one. XCF2. Xenon difluoride. Fluorine atom, fluorine atom. With respect to bond, it is linear, right? A straight chain like. But two bond pairs are there. Two bond pair mean two bonds, covalent bonds are there. Then three lone pairs are there. First lone pair, second lone pair, and the third lone pair. Okay. So they form, lone pairs form the triangular shape. So it is also triangular bipyramidal shape. Triangular bipyramidal shape it is. Okay. Without the lone pair, it is known as what? It is called as the linear shape. Here also the hybridization is sp3d2 trigonal bipyramid sp3d shape. Okay, sp3d hybridization. Clear? Next one IF5. So there are 5 fluorine, 5 covalent bonds are there, one lone pair is there. Structure is like this. Iodine is the center atom. Then 4 fluorine atoms. Okay. 4 fluorine atoms form the same plane. Okay. So square planar shape. Square is formed. Okay. One is above the plane. 5 bonds are done. Square pyramid it is. Correct. Square pyramid. There is one lone pair mentioned here. Lone pair. This lone pair is below that square planar shape. Actual geometry is which one? Actual geometry is the octahedral. 4 corners, square plane, above the plane one, below the plane one. Finally, it is actually geometry is the octahedral square bipyramidal. Okay, and the hybridization is the sp3d2 hybridization. Forget about the lone pair. Suppose lone pair is not there. It is a square pyramidal. Okay, we can construct one pyramid. Clear? Next one, XCF4. Okay, xenon in the center. Then there are 4 fluorine atoms. Correct? The fluorine atoms form square shape. So it is a square planar. Shape is square planar. How many lone pairs are there? 2 lone pairs are there. Above the plane one, below the plane one. Actually, it is octahedral. Geometry is octahedral. Without the lone pair, the shape is called as the square planar. Here also hybridization same. sp3d2 hybridization. How will you find out all these sp3d2? We can find out the x value. Okay, knowing x values, we can find out how many lone pairs are there here. Clear? Like the video, share the videos, and please subscribe RD Chemistry. Thank you for watching.